Alright, hello and welcome to another WoWGU. So, today we're going to be going over a really fancy weapon known as the Destreza. So, this is the new rapier type weapon, and it is pretty good. It's more fun, I'd say, than it is good. It's a very fancy weapon. This is the block combo right here. Lots of swipes in this combo. This is the hold combo. This is the main, like, high damage dealing for single targets. It's pretty fun. It's got some problems, but let's show the build for it real quick. This is the build that I'm using right now, and this is pretty general, and then the life strike is in here just because I am going to need the healing from some source or another, and this is just a general build. The status on this weapon is really bad, so that's actually a huge downside for a weapon that attacks as fast as this. I would actually prefer to like lose 15% critical and have good status on this weapon over how it is now, just because of the nature of the weapon, because it attacks so fast. It doesn't really need the critical stats to get its damage up very high very quickly, and it activating Berserker is not really all that necessary, because this is 0.8 speed for this weapon before I get into Berserker activating on my strikes. So it's pretty fast as a base. But let's get this test started. This test is gonna be pretty difficult. It'll be pretty fucking hard, honestly, because this weapon does not have hit armor or knockdown armor whenever you are in mid-swing, which a trend for a lot of the best melee weapons in the game is that they give you hit armor whenever you're swinging, so that you can actually combo appropriately and you don't just get stumbled by every little thing. So I'm going to have to be very careful with how and when I engage these enemies. But you can see the damage output is actually not bad, provided you watch your health. And of course I am going to need, well, no, those guys are far away, so I could probably get away with it. Nope, he's not far away now. There we go. All right. You know, I'll explain more at the end. This weapon is a little finicky in use. I need to watch for specific enemies. I can eliminate this one. Getting rid of these ancients in the midst of these enemies whenever this weapon doesn't have super armor is gonna be pretty challenging. Okay, now that that's over, I can function properly on fighting these enemies. If you guys could move away from each other, that'd be great. Okay, there we go, got him. As you can see, the hold combo for this weapon opens enemies up for finishers and is very good for zipping around corners after starting it and eliminating them. Unless you get knocked down because you don't have any hit armor, which is as I will restate, a huge downside of this weapon. But if you can actually get it off, you do a lot of damage with this weapon. Problem is, yeah, if you had the hit armor on this weapon would be incredible. But you don't. So that shit like that happens all the time. Bombards are like an impossible task for you. Okay, and go there. Shit. There we go. Okay, as you can see, this weapon has problems, but it does a lot of damage. Yeah, this weapon can kick out some pretty significant damage, and the combos are good. The problem is being able to do the whole combo, even at this speed, which is clearly very fast. Getting that entire combo off is really hard. This weapon is 100% just fanciness. Like, it's fancy effectiveness. It's not ease of use by any means, and it is not like you have this is a weapon that you need practice with. You need practice with it, and you need to know your engagements, and you need to know what enemies can do, and you need to know what you can survive. And there's a lot that goes into using this weapon, which I suppose kind of is the nature of a rapier in real life, I guess, probably. So they nailed that if that's what they were going for. But yeah, this weapon is a lot of fun to use, and honestly, it will probably be my Volt's weapon of choice from now on. But if you're going to use this weapon, be prepared to have to, like, learn it, because it's really fun. I'm not, like, it's a really fun weapon to use, but you can get caught out very easily and just absolutely ruined trying to do your big damage combos. And that can just ruin your day. But yeah, that's why you would use the Destreza. If you like to be real fancy, or you just love rapiers, this weapon can kick out some real ass damage, but you're gonna have to get very good with it. And that's why you would use the Destreza. Honestly, a weapon that is a lot of fun. A lot of fun.